Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Julie with J.Auto Trading Strategies. It is Thursday, February 22nd. It is 10:42 a.m. Chicago time, and I have Dennis Neeman on the line with me. Dennis is a trader, learning trading strategies and trading from South America. And Dennis is going to chat with us and tell us about what he does and how he approaches the markets, and we'll just do a little trader chat here as we watch the NQ and look, and I'll have the auto trader trading my high low too as we chat. This morning we had a great rally up to the halfback on the NQ coming into the 61.8, and there seems to be a lot of sellers in the market right now, Dennis. Um, it doesn't look like they're going to get past the 61.8. It looks like there's some a lot of resistance up here. How do you see the market today?
Yeah, well, hi Jolie. I hope you're doing okay, and I'm glad to be here with you too. Yeah, I was looking at the markets, and it seems interesting how fast the markets today are, moving. I think that some competitor is doing something interesting. I tried to get into the market like an hour before, and an hour ago, and I couldn't get in, so I decided not to trade today. Since it was too fast and movements too, hard. But yeah, it seems that they are changing directions every time they find an opportunity. Uh, yeah,
A lot of volatility. Yeah, the volatility is definitely back. We had some great swings in the NQ, as you can see right here, down yesterday as that 10-year um, yield jumped off the Fed announcement, and then it settled down today as the bonds rallied back. So the stocks are now correlating back with those bonds, and we're getting a lot of movement. We're coming up to on the NQ right now, 68, 28, 25 is the daily high for our day
yeah,
session, and so we're about on it. That's my profit target for the auto trader. I've got the auto trader on while we're chatting. But
right, yeah,
yeah, no, it's very interesting to me what you've said. Um, Over the last 8 years, the Fed has manipulated the market so much that they've had the market slowly dripping up
right,
forever, and now we got a new Fed chair that came in, and the same day that he came in, it's like the algos took off and realized that they're no longer bound and constrained to these small ranges. And it
right,
just shot down that first day. It's like, wow, this was the first
right,
day the new Fed chair was on. So it's like, well, we can sell now. So they took it down to the 200 EMA on both, all the indexes, and now we're bouncing back. We're also trading above our range. So we're trying to break out to the upside, but we're
mm,
hitting that resistance right here on that 61.8, which is a um, point of a there's probably a lot of
yeah,
resistance sitting there. So we can't get back up to that daily high. Trying to several times, so it's been whippy getting up there, trying to break it, pulling back, and now we're on our second run at it. So I've got
right. It
the
seems
auto
like,
trader on and just trading my little high low 2 template, which
hmm
triggers me in on these trigger lines. I'll get triggered in and try to get either the stop loss or the profit target hit.
right. It seems like they are repositioning themselves there and trying to catch sellers on the way down so they can buy again. And the move is going to be very strong to the upside, in my opinions. They need fuel, and that's why they push the markets down a little bit so they can reposition there. And also, I'm looking at my charts here. And it seems that what I'm saying, it's going to happen in the near future probably. Because I see a lot of, I was looking at the DOM also, and they were fighting in the 6820 area in the NQ with a lot of heavy volume there, transactions,
Mhm.
682050.
Okay.
That also happens to be the prior month VWAP,
Mhm.
which
Okay.
I see a lot there. Those levels for me are important, and right now it's above that prior month VWAP. I don't know if you take a look at that too,
Okay.
but yeah, it seems they are trying to reposition themselves at that level.
Mhm. Well, definitely. I think the what's so exciting to me is the strings are off, and the algos now can fully exercise these ranges. So if you have a strategy to take advantage of the ranges and can position yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting how your system it's catching all that, and because right now the system it's positive, although it's a little bit heavy. The market it's heavy, and we're going into the
Well, resistance, yeah, we're coming into that level of 68.30 and the daily high at 68.28, and we're sitting on that resistance. That's a 61.8. That's where people naturally will sell the market. I mean, I have always said in crude, if I could just have one algo, if I were only, it's like if you get sent to a desert island, if you could only use one algo, what would it be? And it would be trading the 61.8 on crude because it works so well. So,
yeah.
so I know that there's going to be sellers coming in here. I hope I get my profit targets. I hope it doesn't get right before it and turn back around, but I might cheat a little bit
I
and
think
put
it
them.
will. You can front run that level by a 2 or 3 ticks
Hmm.
probably. Mm.
Well, we had some great trading over the last few days, and getting used to the volatility is key. Um, I mean, I'm trying to get used to it too. I had a much better day of it today. Everyone in the trade room had a good day today. In fact, we were doing so well at 9:30 this morning. We were looking at each other or talking to each other saying, should we continue? It's like
Yeah,
we've
or
made our weeks more than a week. We've
yeah,
made 2 weeks pay today. So but um yeah, the volatility's
they're a good
back.
practice too.
Yeah. So no, it's been
Mm-hmm.
good. Yeah, I hope they didn't get it just a couple of ticks before the profit target and send it
Right.
back down like they normally do. They need to get it up and over.
I was trying to see the dump here with a high cluster of trades, but something happened with my computer right now that it freezed. But I wanted to see that 6820 27.5 or 27.50. That's interesting. That level is interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
they're sending it back down. You know, it's getting rejected. So I'll see if it
It's getting
bounces.
rejected.
Yeah, it's rejecting. So, what I like about my auto trader is I can move my stop to
Uh-huh.
protect, so I don't get wiped out if it crashes down to the 200 EMA down here. But it looks
Right.
like it just went on a, stop run. Now it's moving back up.
That's
So,
why I was, saying that they were trying to get fuel. They need sellers because when all the buyers, exit, and there is no more buyers to come in, they need to push the prices down so they can refuel, and then they have enough powder to go up again. I hope that happens since your trade is going pretty well right now.
yeah, what I've got this auto trader set up to do is it will trigger on these trigger lines in the direction of the trend filter. and
Right.
which is right here, the bottom one. And so it will pick up on all four of these triggers, not the blue one. The blue one's on there just for me as a visual, sort of a separate um, the top two from the bottom two. In fact,
Right.
sometimes I'll bring my stops up below the blue line, um, and I'll tell myself it gets below the blue line, it's probably going to either crash through or but right now it looks like it's moving nicely to the target, so we
Yeah.
should get our
They
target.
they got what they needed. Look at that.
Yeah, so it did get back up there, and it's just, recognizing that you need more room for these ranges. So
Yeah.
there was my one trade here. I've been
Yeah.
trading all morning. I just turned it on for this recording, but so it's ready to go. It'll rearm itself as it comes back down here and pick up more orders. See, there's another one that picked it up. If it gets down
Yeah.
here, pick one up, it'll pick it up as they come down. But now that we've broken that and hit the 61.8, I'm wondering if I should turn this off. We'll see real
It's
quickly if
gonna
it,
be a, yeah, it's gonna be a fight there at that
yeah,
level.
yeah, I should probably turn this off.
Now, I was
But
looking right now.
it's holding pretty good. It's not sending it down fast. It's not breaking through quickly. So I will,
There is a lot of trade. There is lots of composite trades right now.
yeah, so it looks
I'm
like
looking at my thumb.
they're
Yeah.
trying to
Hmm.
push it through.
If 50 is broken, it's gonna go pretty hard out.
So here's my green line, the green dots. That's where I have my exit.
Okay.
But this first R1, that's really where I'm trying to get to. And
So that trade went in when it broke that first line right behind the price.
yeah, if it breaks down but doesn't go back through it, it's not going to pick another trade up. So I only had the one trigger. Now, if it
Oh,
crosses back over it, I'll pick up another trade.
right,
And so that's what I want it to do. I don't want it to give me a trade long if it's going down. I
right,
want it
right.
to go through it, cross, recross. Now I'm in too long. So that's what you want to do. You want to, there it goes. And now I'm averaging in.
Hmm.
And so I'll just, keep my eye on this 61.8. It doesn't look like they're getting it through. They haven't punched it through, but they haven't slammed it down either. So
That's what yeah,
yeah,
I sell a lot of
I'm gonna I'm
short
gonna I'm
trades
gonna go
right
ahead
there.
and turn it off because it's not moving through the level. Um, I'll let them. It looks like it's rolling over a little bit. So
We're going into the midday right now, and
yeah,
sell and
yeah. So we're at the 61.8. It's 10:55 a.m. But I mean, I I want that target up there. The R1 is my target. I just need to let it come down here, maybe get a trigger 3 and 4. Yeah, that's rolling over pretty good right now. But that's what I like about the auto trader with
yeah, you can
Bloodhound.
turn it off
You can
whenever
turn
you.
it off and on. You can like I'll turn it back on. It looks like I picked up another trigger. So I'll just let it play out. Um, what the hell? We'll just, it's in a sim account anyway. So I mean because we're recording and I'm,
Right,
not
right,
in
right,
my
right.
regular trading account. Um, but yeah, it's pretty responsive even though we've got a lot of volatility. It's been picking up trades really well. So like it'll come down here and pick up a trigger 3, it looks like. And say I don't like the behavior or something, I can close the trade
Right.
or I can move my stop losses up or down. This is set to trail. So once it starts moving, it'll
Trailing
trail up.
stop.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna trail.
It will trail.
Okay.
It will trail, and
It's gonna follow some of the levels there, or it's gonna
right.
follow a
You can do
trend.
anything. You can set it to a level to trail
Mm-hmm.
behind a level. So say I want to trail behind trigger two, 5 ticks beneath it. I can do that. Um, you can if I want to trail behind the blue line, I can do that. If I want to trail, any trigger or any indicator that you've got access to in NinjaTrader, or you can just do a tick by tick trail. That's what it's set on right now. It's just going to trail. Once it gets into profit and moves up, it'll move up corresponding number of ticks.
Right.
Um, and looks it's not slamming this down though. This is holding pretty good. It's
It,
holding.
it it looks like they are gonna try to blow that level of yours. That's 68.30.
Yeah, they're going for the profits. They're not. It's not
Right.
being sent down. So
Yeah.
they're basing and holding and might come down and pick up a trigger three if I'm lucky because I like to
You-
have more contracts on as it goes up. I'm greedy.
yeah.
I didn't get a level two because it went straight through it. It didn't go.
You just let it go, or you have like a time window that you trade
I
your
usually don't trade this time of day. I'm usually done by 10 a.m.
right.
Chicago time, and that's because I start trade there. I picked up a
That's
trigger three. Isn't
downloaded.
that nice? So it went
Mm.
below it and then crossed back up. So now I'm in two long, and so if I come back up and hit that top one, I'll be three long. I will actually be four long if it comes down here to pick this one up.
All the way down.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want it to get too low, and it looks like it's coming in a little bit deeper. I don't want it to get too much lower than my fourth trigger. That's sort of my line in the sand for as far as
Right.
picking up an order.
Right.
But yeah, it worked. It's pretty good. You can, you just need to trade in a trend. You don't want to trade this in a sideways choppy market, sort of like what we've got now. Uh,
You mean volatility?
yeah, what the
That's
volatility
the
is
thing.
great. Yes, no, this is the perfect template for the volatility. So now we're moving back up, and if we get past that top trigger, it'll trigger in and give me another order. And then I can get to my profit target, carrying three or four, which I like. And that's how you increase.
Every time it crosses
No,
that
no, no, no,
level.
just one time. See, we've
Oh,
already, yeah, yeah, no, it won't give you in and out on the same one, but I didn't pick up a trigger on one of those two. I don't know if it was the top one or the bottom one,
so
but one of those
just let
didn't,
them.
yeah.
Hmm.
But so if it crosses above both of those triggers, I'll be in one more contract. So,
Right. But you only allow it when it crosses the first time that level. Not
yeah,
every time it crosses, right?
right, right. Just the one time until you're either stopped out or filled. I mean, order filled. I mean, profit target filled. And then once, or if I close it and just something I don't like, I can close it. And then if it crosses the trigger again, it will put me back in on the same bar. You can
It's
change that
interesting.
setting to whether you want a new dot. What I like about this so much, Dennis, is I recognize where this trajectory is.
Right.
So when it gets up here, it's going to give me a new dot.
Right.
And so now we're moving up a little bit. See if we can get over those triggers. Up, struggling a little bit.
It's interesting that price went to reversal right at the hour. I mean, it came five
Oh,
minutes
yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
the
You have to be careful on those even number, the 11 o'clock, the 9 o'clock,
hour.
because they'll go inside that previous bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the market, well, the NQ is not doing this that much, but you know that 9:30, 10, 10:45, 11, 11:45, and 12 are reversal, not only reversal hours or reversal time when the price tries to go down.
Okay. Yes. Right.
And
9:30. Right.
you can see your wicks there when the price went down, and you see the time. It's
Mhm.
10:43, 10:45,
Mhm.
10:50.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, it's interesting how it went all the way up, catch that second trade,
Mhm.
and now it's holding right there at the 28 even.
Mhm.
It hold there.
Yeah, they're not
As
they're not slamming it down for sure. That's why I'm pretty confident that I should get at least one of those profit targets. Hopefully.
yeah.
But it looks like there's some orders maybe coming in at 30.
Well, you need the launch time to be over right about 1 p.m. because now they are going, they are out. It's just computers and all.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
made so much money already today. There's probably not a lot of people trading right now, too. They've taken their profits and gone
they
home.
went
Yeah.
out. Hmm.
So, but so how is your trading methodology going? Do you like it?
Yeah, well, something in common that I have with you is that I like Renko charts, Renko bars, and I use a lot the uni Renkos. It helped me to see right away where the price is going, and I can position my mind to know, and be like in a peaceful manner. And I use Unirank with the settings of 2698 or 262, and chatting with you the other day, you
Hmm.
told me that I could try the 261, which I like it much because it clears a little bit, not that much. And then using the high Kinashi still, so we can stay in a trend.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think the Heikin-Ashi on the Unirinkos really helps smooth it out for your trading strategies.
And I use also CCIs. The CCI, my setting is 240, using the 262 or the 261 settings for the Unirenko.
Hmm.
And I'm looking to establish the trend. I use the CCI for trend setting.
Hmm.
And I plot a simple moving average with 20 simple moving average
Hmm.
um, to the CCIs to let me know when the CCI is on top the moving average, so I can know that probably they are going to try to reverse back to the zero level.
Hmm.
Um, and then I use another oscillator to let me know about divergences, and I trade divergence that happens around, for me, important levels like the yesterday's close, yesterday's open, the VWAP. And I throw that for the weekly, the monthly, and the daily. And also I use the famous Murray math levels, which for me in my trading have helped me a lot because for some reason, I know the reason because it's mathematics, but the prices visit those levels pretty much to the tick.
Hmm.
Um, so that's what I do. I developed this method. Well, it's based on my first method, which was called the alpha trading method. That it's in another forum. Um, it went pretty good,
Okay.
and I used that as a base to develop my this last one, which it's doing pretty well. And I trying to learn also from you about your algos. That you can do that. You can take the stress out from your mind when you let that thing to get into the trades and
Hmm.
get out the trades.
Hmm.
You have the right settings and all these parameters well made, and with analyzed pretty well, you're sure that you can go there with the algos.
Right, exactly. So it's either, set it up, you're either going to get your profit target or your stop loss, and recognize that the volatilities come in and so big that
Yeah, look at that.
yeah, now it's rolling over from the 61.8,
Hmm.
so which I thought
Hmm.
it would do. That 68.30 held on this. You can't be stressed out with it. You have to, realize the amount of risk that you're willing to put on for a trade or for a day, which, you've got to learn your boundaries. That's part of learning how to trade. So sticking with that discipline, get a trade plan. And so what I like about using Blackbird is that you can come inside your platform and tell it that you want um, a net
Oh,
max loss every day. Don't don't allow me to
like
get past a certain amount. Just stop trading the strategy. And if you want a profit target, you can say after I've made $1,000 a day, stop trading.
right.
Right,
That's like the manager of
right,
the account.
right, right,
Hmm.
right. So this does it for you, and you can schedule your time. You can restrict the entries by date and time, so you can schedule around reports. So you can, have it not trade a half an hour before a report. You can set that up and save your template. So if you don't want it, on non-form payroll, you can set it up that it won't trade that report and on that day. And
Right.
so it's very, very intuitive and helpful. And I think, like you say, once you know your boundaries, you just let it go and realize, not every trade is going to be a winner. We're in a strong, strong trend. So the best time to buy is at the bottom. So each time it comes to these low areas and then comes back through your triggers, you want to stay alive in that trade because that's, it's just right now our ranges have expanded exponentially because we can do that now. The strings are off. So we're learning, to expand our ranges. This is still going up. We just got
Yeah.
into that little bit of resistance and
And also, you have to know your market. If you like that type of volatility, well, you know that you can come to the Nasdaq or the NQ
mhm, mhm,
and live that.
mhm,
If you want something less volatile, you can go to the crude oil
mhm, mhm.
or all the type of
Right, right.
yeah,
Something more like the Russell's, less volatile.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So,
Because it's too volatile. Also, the S&P, the movement there, it's too hard. It's too hard. It's too.
well, not any, I don't think it's going to be like that anymore though, because everything's changed. Everything has changed as of 2 weeks ago or whenever that day was. I can tell you exactly what day it was. It was right here. It was February 2nd when he came
Uh-huh.
into to office. He took over for Yellen and Powell's first day. Was it the second? Maybe. Well, it was one of these days, and the markets realized that they could run those ranges. We weren't no longer tied to these tiny little days.
Right, right,
And I mean the E-minis even let me hang on a second and link that. See these tiny little days?
yeah. You can do that much.
Yeah, no. So the E-mini, they're like, everybody's like loving this because we're finally getting price action. So it came right to the 200, look, and turned right back around to go back up.
Right.
So learn your markets, learn your boundaries,
That's important.
and
That's
learn your budget. That, if you get up to the 61.8, which we just did, it's most definitely going to turn around and test that lower boundary, which it did. So we'll see if it continues moving up or if it, rolls over for a deeper retracement. But everything is working like it should be. It's lunchtime now, so it's very much slower
Right.
than it was this morning, but and it looks like it's rolling over.
When do your template knows that it's time to reverse? I mean, right now you have a red bar, which pretty much have come from 31 all the way down to 18.
60 ticks. I've got 1 in
Okay.
59, so that's 1 in 59 is 60. So after 60 ticks, it's going to roll over and go into a down direction right there. See my dot
Yeah.
is now to the downside. So
Okay.
I need to close this trade because we're going to be taking shorts now.
The odds that the price comes up another 60 ticks are not that much higher, I
Yeah,
guess.
it'll probably pull back here. Maybe I'll get lucky and can get out at a break even stop,
Uh,
but it's going down now.
Yeah.
We're in a downtrend. It did roll over at the 61.8. So I don't know if the halfback is going to hold it up or if it's going to go into a deeper retracement. But I mean, that's textbook trading, sell at the 61.8 with a very limited risk. But that was a very strong trend, let me tell you. Very
You
strong
don't.
trend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very strong trend. Those are 15-minute bars. So I'll probably lose my stop in just a second and we can take some down trades.
You're gonna let it run.
Well, I mean,
Take it.
yeah, it's either I can close
Mm-hmm.
it if I want to, but I'm thinking it's going to go inside and get to the band. See how they get all knotted up when you go sideways? But that
Right.
attracts price action. They'll come back to those bands. So you might be able to, mitigate your risk by once it gets closer to those bands, you can close it unless you get your stop.
Yeah. I normally trade Russell and crude oil. Which is your favorite instrument there to
Anything
trade,
that's
or
moving,
it's
yeah, it's got to be moving.
okay.
If a crude
Right.
is moving, crude went sideways for so many months. Let me show you crude. See, I
Mm-hmm.
just got a down. I'm in short now. It flipped over, so we're going short.
Yeah, I can see that. Hmm.
Let me put this on the daily and put this over on crude. Um, I don't have enough days. From November 6th through December 14th, you just got chewed up.
Yeah.
All of this right here was just chop suey from July through September.
Hmm.
So you've got to know you just stay out of it. You don't even want to be in the market when it's inside the range. See how
Either
it's
you
inside
trade
the range?
me.
I started, yeah. So you have to wait for your moment. So once it broke out of the range, this is your
Yeah.
sweetheart setup. You want it to come back your first pullback after an impulse move out of a range. Wait for that first pullback. You get a green
That,
bar.
that's when you're a trend trader. But if
Well,
you
yeah,
know
no, I'm a trend
how
trader. Yeah, no, because you want to be trading with the momentum, right?
right,
So
right.
now there's your opportunity to trade crude at not here. I mean, this went just sideways for 2 months, but really anything, all these, so you're long, not anymore. You're
Yeah.
short right now, but you're inside of a range. We need to break out of that range. But anytime that you've got the momentum behind your back on the daily, that's when you need to be dropping down to that 15-minute and then just waiting for anything like this where you're breaking out of that range on the 15 minute
Right.
when you're with the daily. So with the daily, that's you want to marry it together like right there. That's your trade day. So that's your trade day there. There's your trade day. So how I do this is I don't have to be watching all these charts. I got it right here. So
Right.
I've got
Right.
my weekly daily 60-15 over here on the right. And I've got an amalgamation of that trend over here on the left. I've got trend momentum range. So here's my range. Those are the breakouts. So if I want to see what instruments are breaking those ranges, right now crude is, and it's all green, 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 green. So don't even try shorting it. Just go. And when's the best location to buy? Buy low, sell high. So on those pullbacks.
Right.
So
Right.
that's how I
Right.
have this chart set up. So in a trend, you want those pullbacks. So you want them to pull back into your
That's
averages.
that.
And that's why I have my trigger set up to trigger me in.
That's what I
Yeah,
like your template because
yeah,
you can exactly see where when the price is coming
right.
all the way down.
Yeah. And
That's
right
your
now we're just
opportunity to
chopping
do that.
sideways. So, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a lunch hour, so it's just you don't want to be auto trading.
It went up. Yeah.
So I usually trade directionally, trend trade, and I try to pick a market that's moving, and trade in
It's
that
interesting
direction.
that you can see you practically filter the market that it's trending.
Yep.
You go
So
there to make your money.
and so I can go there, and so I don't care what it is. And I love trading gold when it moves, but
Yeah.
it doesn't move a lot. And copper moves. The yen moved today to today. Russell. So whatever you like, trading the ES. I mean the 6E, the euro when it's moving, it moves well. Sort of not moving
Right.
now, but the Ultra Bond can move great. It's not moving that great today, but those downside moves on the Ultra Bond, be watching for
Mm-hmm.
those. They'll provide some great trades. So you got to get up in the middle of the night to start trading that though. Those
Right.
ranges break in the nighttime. But yeah, no, don't trade the system when the averages are all you know together like this,
Cross
chop
on top of
suey.
each other.
Yeah, because this is
Yeah.
just going to be ranging up and down, chopping you
You
up.
need you need a clean trend like the one before we saw before
Well,
from
yeah, when the market was
1035.
moving, right. Yeah. So you can see the averages are all spread out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you need. And that
This morning,
applies for every,
right here.
yeah.
This I was all over this morning, and this is what we were talking about. Several of us were trading
Right.
this during here, and it was just like there's a cash register that goes off in NinjaTrader. It goes ka-ching, 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 and it was just
Yeah.
doing that the whole time. And I'm
It's
telling you,
now, yeah,
by the time 9:30 came, we were like, and we even took this down part. We even traded that.
that's the sound you like.
I'm sorry. So
That's the sound you like.
yes, that's the
15.
sound we like.
Mm.
So right now, it's just chopping. It's lunchtime. There's nothing going on to trade, but yeah, no, some great, great trading opportunities. And while you're studying the markets and trying to figure out what's moving, you got to learn when not to trade. So you put the pieces all together. It is a learning process.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can just, have a template and say, I'm going to go make a lot of money because you can lose a lot of money real fast.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
You need to have a clear mind with the goal in mind, but
exactly.
also at the same time, you need to know what you're doing. You cannot expect the computer does everything for you. You need
Yes.
to put a little bit of understanding in mind.
And
Um,
hands on and be
yeah,
able to, you know, be able to
Right.
move a stop or back it away.
That's what I like about these algos you are developing because that gives you the opportunity to start thinking, really thinking about the trade
Hmm.
and not thinking about when to get in and out because that's what the algos do. They
Yeah, the
help
algos will
you
do it for
get
me.
in and
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Right. Then you
So,
have the time and the space and the mind to analyze.
well, what the goal for this strategy really is when you know that you're in a strong trend up, you want to wait for that pullback, and you're not trading that pullback, but wait for that change at the your trend filter. And here's your, like, if you can put a one lot in long here with a short stop, and then just start taking these triggers here up. Unfortunately, this was the first time that it approached the daily high, and they sold it off. So we got to stop out.
Right.
But but I could tell them, don't worry about it. You get to stop out, get back in, because right
Get back
here
in.
they turned it around, and they you would have made the money back plus more where it broke.
That's
Right.
something that we traders need to
Yeah.
understand that
Right.
if
Right.
you get out, well, you just get
Get
in
back in.
and nothing
Right.
happens.
Right. Get back in. So
Get back
there's
in.
just a little bit more volatile. And so right now we're just chopping because it's the lunch hour, and we were at that 61.8 too. So,
Yeah,
and also we're trading into the 61.8 there. So it's not just a daily high. It's also a major Fibonacci
yeah.
of this daily high low, the 61.8. So a lot of resistance. But yeah,
Yeah, not.
hopefully, like
Mhm.
you were like us and you had all your money on the good part and you weren't worrying about trading the tops and the bottoms. Trade the meat. I did a webinar on
Well,
that. And just
pros don't
take
trade tops
take
and
yeah,
bottoms.
don't
Yeah,
trade tops and bottoms. Take the meat out of the move once it's started.
right,
Yeah,
right. I like that. I like that phrase. Take the meat.
take the
You
meat.
need to understand. You need to identify where the meat is, and
Right.
that's important. Yeah.
Well, Dennis, thank you so much for chatting with me and telling us about you, and tell people how to find you, and we'll call it a day.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure to chat with you and appreciate that you are willing to invite me here.
Sure, sure. How do people
Yeah.
find your web YouTube channel?
Well, you can find me at keyfuturestrading.com, and there is my email too, j.dennis at keyfuturestrading.com. And I'm willing also to share my templates, my charts, and
Okay, super. I'll
anything like
post
that.
that when I post the video. I'll post your contact information.
Appreciate it,
No, I appreciate
Julie.
your time. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and good luck with your trading. And make sure to uh, s- just Skype me and say hello sometime.
Sure, will do. I do.
Okay.
I'll do
Thank
that.
you so much,
Okay.
Dennis. We'll
Thank you,
talk to you
Julie.
soon.
Have a nice one.
You
Okay.
do. Have a good day.
You too.